Hi guys, and welcome back to another vlog from me, Kat at Kat Talks. This is a reading vlog that I do every week that spans from Saturday morning to Friday night and covers what I read, what I thought about it, and how my progress is going. So at the beginning of this week, I'm sort of in a wind down phase in the weird murky land between the end of your TBR for the last month and the beginning of your TBR for the next month. I was a bit unambitious with my TBR, which means that I sort of am like I said, I've kind of run out of TBR books to read. So if you watched my last vlog, you will know that I have just picked up C.M. Spivey's The Longing and the Lack yesterday. I am now about 40% of the way through. The language has become a little less flowery and then a little more, so the consistent voice isn't really there. I'm intrigued, but I'm not like overly excited by it. It's kind of a steady away kind of thing. A lot of people described walking around cars and getting in the other side, that kind of thing. But we will see if the book has, if the plot ever picks up and things actually happen. Today I'm planning on getting some filming done, and then I will possibly pop to the library either today or tomorrow and take back all of my books from the Spring Into Reading-a-thon. I do just want to have that wrap up done and out of the way before I go off on that adventure. I'm just going to go and make myself some breakfast, and I will see you guys later. I just came back from a run. Well, I say run, it was more like walk and then shuffle and then walk and then shuffle, but I'm trying to build up my endurance, so like the duration of how long I can run, and not necessarily like how fast I run or anything like that. I just try to make running fun, to be honest. Like, I'm not really one for running, but I am trying to be one for running. I used to do 5Ks and 5Ks twice a week and 10Ks once a week, or even longer. I have run to neighbouring cities, so that's a lie. I am a running person. I'm just trying to get back into it. So just to round off a particularly productive day, I read about 40% of my way through The Longing and the Lack, which means I'm now at 75% of the way through, and I fully outlined, or first drafted the outline for my novel. I used Cutie-tastic's method, which was the 27 blocks, the 3x3x3. And it is not, this is the first act. There's about an act per page of handwritten notes and then a couple of post-it notes where I have scribbled down my thoughts, questions, plot holes that I see currently just from this. Obviously this is going to have to go through a few iterations, but I am feeling really good about this. This is the first time I've ever outlined before I've written. Like I said, I wanted to try it out for my Wattpad story, so this has been really interesting and exciting, and I'm glad that I've done it. My hand really hurts. Obviously handwriting may not have been the way to go, but yay! The Longing and the Lack is really good so far. Again, the author's voice tends to quibble between fully Victorian and modern day, but we are actually getting some action, some people know things, some mysteries are being revealed to the reader, so it is getting a little bit more interesting. I'm not really feeling the rise in stakes and the kind of like panic that I should be, and I'm still getting that kind of like author trope where if people just told each other things that they trusted, people told people they trusted things, then we wouldn't be in this situation. But I am enjoying it, and I am intrigued to see whether the curse will be broken. Alright, that is it for Saturday. It has been an incredibly productive day. I have outlined a novel, I have gone for a run, I have read a book, I even vacuumed the bathroom. Like, this is a pretty damn good day. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I finished The Longing and the Lack by C.M. Spivey this morning, possibly around 2 p.m, so maybe just into this afternoon, and then for the rest of the day I have been reading How to Save the Cat, or Save the Cat Writes a Novel. That's the one, Save the Cat Writes the Novel. And I have also been listening to Neil Gaiman's writing advice, so that has been fairly productive. I'm not going to write today, and I'm probably not going to write tomorrow, because I did finish outlining actually my book idea for Wattpad yesterday, and I want to let it sit and kind of think through some of the plot holes and things like that before I get started, so it's pretty cool. I'm also going to be possibly buying myself a new notebook to start writing in, because I'm going to try a tip from Neil Gaiman and try and handwrite this one for the first draft, which is pretty exciting and pretty ridiculous as well. And I'm back. So yeah, today I just did kind of some chores and reading, and mostly like trying not to feel like utter dog poop, because I just wasn't in a good headspace and I was really struggling. But I am really excited about having finished drafting my novel, outlining my novel, and yeah, I'm just really excited to get started on that. The Longing and the Lack was a super weird book. I touched on it briefly yesterday, but it is written in sort of a Victorian style, or at least the first half is, and then the author sort of loses that voice and it becomes a normal voice again. And it's kind of a gothic mystery, gothic horror, which it was okay. I mean, it needed some work. I didn't really feel any urgency for most of the plot. Oh, I wrote a lot of Goodreads reviews, because I am getting so far behind on my Goodreads reviews, so I'm trying to complete my backlog and increase the rate at which I actually leave reviews for the ridiculous number of books that I read. And I got some flowers from Newark. So remember I said I was starting a job in June? I don't know if you remember, but these are the flowers they got me. Aren't they so cute? So yeah, I did nearly kill them, but my bestie forever as saved them. So that is it for today, guys. I will talk to you again tomorrow when the magical readathon, the Owls studying, starts on Monday, April 1st. So I need to dedicate pretty much all of tomorrow to reading Circe, because that has to go back to the library on the Friday, and I'm really nervous. It's been so hard not to open it today because I am so nervous that I'm not going to finish it before it needs to go back to the library. But I guess in that case I could just buy it. I'm not immune to buying books. And I won a book. So I won a giveaway for 100 subscribers. I won Mythos by Stephen Fry, and I'm really excited about it. Hi guys, so it is Monday night. I'm feeling a lot better than I was yesterday. I am just popping home literally for about 5 minutes to grab my library books, pop to the loo, and then also tell you about this protein shaker that I bought. It has a little compartment for like snacks and things at the bottom. Obviously the protein shaker is like, it's like this. So you don't get lumps in it, it just kind of like proteins out. I'm going to try it out on my Huel tomorrow and let you guys know if it was any good, because I'm actually kind of digging the design. Let me make you further away so you can see the whole thing. But I had the most awkward conversation with the guy who sold this to me, because he was like, what type of protein shake are you buying it for? And I was like, Huel. And he was like, that's not a thing. And I was like, yes, it is a thing. And then we had an awkward Swedish conversation. But yeah, so I'm excited to try this out. It only cost like, I don't know, 15 quid, not bad. And this, see, this is where I normally film. This is what I'm taking with me back to the library for other people to love. So yeah, I will catch you guys later. Also, it is so warm on the bus today. Alright, so I said it was going, but I just want to tell you how freaking warm it was on the bus. Like, I was dying. I'm still sweaty. I know that's gross. I know that's TMI. But like the air conditioning was malfunctioning and the bus was full. There wasn't a single empty seat. We actually like skipped a couple of stops and everyone was just like dying. But I read so much of Circe, which I will definitely tell you about when I get home from the library and buying things, obviously. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually loving like holding the camera by hand, but we'll have to see what it looks like. This is our new table that we haven't gotten out the wrapping yet because we haven't like chosen a floor. So we're waiting to see. So obviously today is Monday, April 1st. It is after work. I've been shopping, I've come back, I've had a little bit of a relax. I'm now about to head into the shower. But first I thought I'd update you on my first Owls, which is, I picked up Circe, mainly because someone wanted it back. I'm already a third of the way through and that's just reading on the bus. So I think that I'm probably going to finish this. I'm really excited and that will be my Ancient Runes complete. That didn't take long at all to get a third of the way through this. I honestly was so intimidated by the small font. But it's not been that bad. Like, it's been a really quick read, and I think I was also a little bit intimidated because hardbacks always look a bit longer, but actually this is only about 300 pages, so it isn't too bad. So yeah, that is where we are at. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's kind of a bit odd though, like you don't get to follow any of the mortals' stories for very far, which is kind of sad, but I guess she does live forever. So this is the size of the font. Those are my knees. As you can see, it's pretty darn small, but it's pretty darn good. Oh yeah, and the stores had none of the things I wanted in them, so I've had to order them online. Some more fountain pen ink and a new notebook. I guess fountain pens are more of a British thing, but like even in WH Smith's, you can get fountain pens. You can get Waterstones in WH Smith's. You can get fountain pens, which you definitely can't here. So yeah, I've ordered a kind of beginner's one. I'll let you know when I get it. So I missed the bus actually on my way back from work, which meant I had an extra 15 minutes to watch a booktube and read. So I am now 2/3 of the way through Circe, not just one. I actually think I probably could finish it tonight if I did nothing else but read, but I have plans and they involve Game of Thrones and editing my Read This If really late because it has to go out today. Today in an hour and a half, so I need to edit that together and upload it and get a thumbnail and things like that. This is probably the latest I have ever left a Read This If, but luckily I have already filmed it, although it's not the one that I scheduled. But I just need to, I had backlog and yeah, I just need to upload it. But I'm really enjoying Circe, but it's kind of a bit light on the action, like not that much happens. It's kind of as if yeah, I mean, she's exiled to a deserted island, so I guess nothing much can happen. But yeah, nothing much happens. Feel kind of bad for her. So we're actually doing an unboxing as part of this vlog. For those of you who don't know, I had a pretty tough mental health week. Month, year, no. So far 2019 has not been kind to me. I think I've been pretty open with that. But I decided to buy myself a little treat, an early birthday treat. So I thought I'd share with you. The pen store had this beautiful, beautiful bright yellow box, which is just so much cheerful. And this is a stationery store. Apparently I got a free brush pen, which I was not expecting, from Ecoline, which says free sample on it. And then I also got a new journal, which is pretty exciting. This is to write my new book in. Some fountain pen cartridges for my fountain pen, and these are blue. A cartridge pen, fountain pen adapter. So you put this in a normal fountain pen that takes cartridges, and then you can use it as an inkwell, at an inkwell. Then I got two different types of ink. I got the normal standard Parker Black, which will last a lot longer than the cartridges and is a little bit more environmentally friendly, I think. And then I also got this, which is Lilac Satin. Isn't this so gorgeous? I'll open that in a minute. Actually, no, I will open that now. So, such a gorgeous box. Whoop. And then, this is what the inkwell looks like. And you can see how just gorgeous and purple it is in this light. And then, this is my final present for myself. I got this absolutely gorgeous box with a beautiful pen inside. Huh. I might have to send this back. Looks like a very cheap fountain pen. Oh, that's sad. So disappointments aside, I managed to finish Circe this morning. Oh, this is such better light to show this cover in. Look how gorgeous this cover is now that I can actually show you. Like, look at all the flowers and stuff. Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? But yes, I finished Circe last night. I would kind of describe this novel as a very pretty waste of time. Like, nothing happens. It's a bit like sitting at the seaside and watching the waves come in. So like, it's beautiful and it's graceful, and you kind of like see the patterns, and you feel like, you know, you kind of, your worries are washed away. That's what the writing makes me think of. But there isn't much happening. The same kind of things happen to the beach over and over again, but the beach doesn't really do anything. And the thing that she did do, I was pretty unimpressed with. I felt like there wasn't that much character development, and honestly I would probably give this a 3 or 3.5, which I know is blasphemy on booktube, but there was no character development for her. There was no big moment where she stood up to the gods and like demanded that they let her live her own life, or that they freed the guy who gave us fire, you know? There was none of that. There was just kind of like a quiet life. Because I managed to finish Circe, I didn't even need to take it to work in my bag. So the size of this book didn't matter, but because I finished it this morning, I didn't know that. So I started Northanger Abbey. I'm actually finding the writing much more difficult than I expected. As I said before, I absolutely love Jane Austen's normal works, and it was kind of a surprise to me, to be honest, that I'm not falling in love with this voice as much as normal. Now, I know this is her first work, so her voice maybe isn't as well developed, but it's taking me a long time to get into, and there's a lot of sentences that have ponderous meanings, and like the wit is quite like on a turn of phrase that means I have to go back and read the sentence before I get the joke. But there is still a lot of wit and a lot of very funny moments, even in the first 50 pages, so I'm 50 out of about 300 pages in, which isn't too bad, but normally in a day I would get to a quarter of a book, and obviously this is a smaller book than normal. But the writing is quite small, so perhaps that's why. I was almost drifting off in the bus while reading this, and I had to put it down and check on some booktube to stay awake before my stop. I am now halfway through Northanger Abbey. It is Thursday night. I had a interview today, which is why I'm all dressed up. I set myself the goal of reaching page 100, but I actually hit 146, which is almost to my stretch goal of 150. So I think I'm going to read 4 or 8 more pages, depending on where the chapters end. And then I won't be reading any more tonight because I will, in fact, be writing. It is Friday night. Please ignore the wires. My partner is trying to figure out something with the TV box. So I didn't update you yesterday after I got back from work. Well, I did, but not after that. Before bed. There we go. I didn't update you yesterday before bed. But I am continuing on with my read of Northanger Abbey, but I am only really reading this on the bus because I have been absolutely sucked into my new novel, which I am writing. I've actually written 2 chapters in 2 days, which is insane to me. I think I've gotten home and just been writing from getting home and then taking a short break for dinner and then just writing again both days, which I'm sure my partner is absolutely adoring. But I'm really loving that world. Like, that world is just brimming with ideas, and I feel like I'm just kind of writing and they're just like building on each other. So I can't really stop. In terms of Northanger Abbey, I have now actually got to the part where the Northanger Abbey is mentioned. Up until now we were just in Bath, which is nice. I set myself the goal of reaching page 150, I think, and I'm actually on page 219, which is pretty darn good. So I actually spent a lot of time on the bus reading this because I am now writing when I get home instead of on the bus. for reasons that you will see in a later video. But yes, so I have had a lot more time to read on the bus, but not as much time to read at home. I will definitely be finishing this tomorrow, but we're going to IKEA actually tomorrow, so we'll see how much reading I do. But I mean, I'm going to finish this. There is not much left of it. Oh, and I'm sending my fountain pen back tomorrow as well. That is it. I hope you guys have had an absolutely amazing week, because obviously this is the end of the vlog. I read 3 books this vlog, I think. I read The Longing and the Lack on Saturday and Sunday. I read the Circe by Madeline Miller. Names, man. Monday, Tuesday, and then I have been reading Mansfield Park Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So, I think I read Circe on Wednesday morning as well. But yes, so that has been a pretty productive reading week. Only 3 books, but one of them was pretty big and pretty tight font. So hopefully next week we will see 3 books, maybe 4, this one, and then 3 more finished. If one of them is The Calculating Stars, then obviously that is going to be a bit of a hefter. And I only have 2 weeks until I go on holiday, which means I need to read way more books if I'm going to pass my ALs. But at least I have passed one of my ALs so far, and I'm really close to finishing the second, and I think the third one's going to be easy, so then it's just the other 8 that I really need to get my act together with. But that is me. Don't forget to like if you liked this video, and subscribe if you want to see more from me. I produce the general TBRs and wrap-ups and things on Fridays, and then these books on Sundays. Bye guys!